Are you a bull or a bear? What is your short to medium term outlook on the Bitcoin and crypto markets? In this video, I want to paint the scenario for the bear as well as for the bull and hopefully give some perspective. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at the markets. Good morning, everybody. As you can see, we've got Bitcoin trading on Altcoin Trader at 168,000 Rand per coin. In the last 24 hours, we've certainly had some volatility with Bitcoin as low as 158,000 and as high as 175. Now, for any trader, that could be really good opportunities. Let's have a quick look at coin market cap. As we can see, we've got Bitcoin dominance at 65%. Now, let's take a second to understand how impressive that is. CoinMarketCap has over 5,000 cryptocurrencies listed, and a single coin, Bitcoin, has a dominance of 65%, which means that Bitcoin makes up 65% of the value of all of the 5,000 coins that are listed on CoinMarketCap. The total market cap we've got is 247 billion US dollars, which is still relatively small if you take into consideration that gold has a market cap of around 7 trillion US dollars. I personally look forward to the day when cryptos go over the 1 trillion US dollar market cap. And I believe that that is going to be in the near future. Quick look at the fear and greed index. We can see it's still reasonably fearful. However, it has come up from where it was only a couple of weeks ago. People are still fear, but looking more optimistic, and that needle is going over to the positive side. Now, I'm going to first paint the scenario for the bear market so that we can keep things realistic and understand what the possibilities are and what the future possibly could hold. Unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure everyone knows that we are facing the biggest pandemic of our lives. Now that in itself should be cause for massive concern. In addition to that, children are not going to school. People are not going to work. Companies are not producing. These are all signs of an economy that is going to pay in the near future for what is happening now. Simply put, if we are not producing, if we are not making, if we are not manufacturing, we are not going to get paid. We are possibly on the brink of a massive depression. I'm not talking locally. I'm not talking about South Africa or Africa. I'm talking about the global economy going into a depression. This is not positive news for the markets or for the crypto markets. Now, if the markets fall, it would be naive to think that the crypto markets are not going to follow. We've seen over the past months that there certainly is a strong correlation between crypto markets and traditional markets. I don't think that this is always going to be the case. However, right now in the present, when you look at the charts, you would be naive or idiotic to deny the facts that play out. When markets drop, crypto markets drop. Hopefully, we'll see an uncoupling of this correlation in times to come when people start to trust Bitcoin more and understand that it is not a correlated asset. But for now, it certainly is. If we saw that massive market crash, the bear scenario would certainly play out. And we need to understand that we could all see massive, massive losses across the board. Okay, enough negative talk. I'm going to move over to the bullish scenario. But let's not be naive. Let's not overlook what is on the horizon and what could possibly unfold. Looking at the bullish scenario, and of course the scenario that I prefer, I'm sure a lot of people out there prefer it. Let's try and stay optimistic. Let's try and stay hopeful, and let's try and be positive. Okay. There are a lot of stimulus checks floating around, a lot of money being pumped into the economy by the governments and by the authorities. Coinbase have said that they've never seen so many 1,200 US dollar deposits going into their platform. This simply means that the government is giving stimulus money to help people pay rent, buy food, buy stuff that they need for day-to-day living. And a lot of these people are investing this in Bitcoin, which is a very, very bullish sign because it shows that they are optimistic and they have faith in Bitcoin. They're thinking that the price is going to be higher in the future. Another thing to consider, which is pertinent in my opinion, is in 2017, late 2017, when we saw the all-time highs, the crypto network was not ready for the influx of people that we saw. Exchanges were closing the sites for new applications. So in other words, so many clients were flooding to the exchanges that a lot of exchanges closed and said, guys, we are not taking on new customers because we simply cannot cope with this influx. Since then, exchanges have got themselves ready. If we were to see a massive bull run, I believe that exchanges are ready to onboard and service those customers. The network as a whole, it's been a couple of years. Technical people throughout the world, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of technical people have been working on their infrastructure. It's no longer what it was in 2017. Acceptance. People in day-to-day living, in your average household, no longer hear the word Bitcoin and think, what is that? It has become a household name. People know that you can make massive gains and it is potentially the money of the future. It has been around for 10 years. A lot of people still think that Bitcoin is going to fade away, but over a decade, at what stage are you going to start saying crypto is here to stay? It's not going anywhere. Yesterday, Binance traded $16 billion US, which are figures that we have not seen since January 2018. If that's not optimism, if that's not growth in the industry, I don't know what is. And then the last point that I'll make for the bullish scenario is, of course, the Bitcoin halving, which is coming up in less than 2 weeks. Now, granted, historically, we haven't seen much of an event happening on the actual day of the halving, but it's an undeniable fact that by cutting the daily supply of Bitcoin from 1,800 coins per day to 900, we are going to see the pinch. Miners are going to see the pinch, and Bitcoin is becoming scarce. So simply put, if the same amount of money that currently flows into the Bitcoin ecosphere continues to flow, the price just simply has to go up. This is without additional money. So as the coin gets more scarce, we can expect the price to happen. Whether it's a month after the halving or 6 months after the halving, it is an inevitable fact that the price will go up. It cannot be denied as the commodity becomes more scarce. Okay, guys, those are the scenarios for the bearish scenario and for the bullish scenario. Take some time, consider it. Let me know in the comments below whether you think we are in for a massive, massive bull run and a price spike like we have never seen, possibly new all-time highs, or are we in for some really grim times and prices to drop? Points to consider, things to think about. The future, as always, exciting but very unpredictable. That's it from me. I'm out.